Ghost from the Past is going to be rolling out here soon, and we're going to be talking about the top 10 cards that I think you're going to want to find yourself picking up from this set. Don't beg 30% of you guys to not smash the crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so we can get to 105,000. Top 10 here for Ghosts from the Past. Number one on our list here is going to be Megarise. And the reason why I put this on this list is when I looked at the set spoiler, I was like, well, this is a fantastic time for budget Flunderbeast players to get into the game. You know, Pot of Extrav just got that huge reprint as of late. And, you know, I'm not going to lie to you. Getting the chance to see more players get a chance to kind of step into the competitive scene here is a very good thing. Ladies and gentlemen, do not underestimate the chance for competitive players to step on up into the game here, because honestly, you know, any time where we can bridge that gap and get more and more players involved in the game, at least at that competitive level, that is always going to be a win for the game. So Megarise getting slashed from that 75 high-end price tag is a very good thing, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm very happy to see that that's coming. Number two on the list here is going to be number 97, Dragooblyon. Now, Dragooblyon had a former price tag of what, $25 at this point in time, and I'm going to be honest with you, I'm actually kind of happy to see that this is kind of fallen down at this point in time. The cool thing with number 97 is with number 100, you kind of create this pseudo vacuum OTK machine, or if you don't want to OTK, you can deploy a Hope Harbinger with it. Now, the main reason why I put this on this list is budget players that play rank 8 toolbox decks, or, you know, more of your connoisseurs of the blue eye strategy, probably been looking at this card going, drats, you know, it's a little bit expensive. This is one of those cards that finally gets the reprint to knock it down a peg, and I think this is a very good time to mention the fact that that value that was present in that card has now calmed down. So yes, very good OTK enabler for players to finally pick up, and it's probably not going to cost more than a couple of dollars. All right, next up on our list here is going to be Fossil Warrior Skull Knight. This thing had one of the dumbest price tags at a price point of, what was it, high-end $20? Now you're probably like, well, you know, what's the reason for picking this up? Well, first of all, this was one of the hardest cards to pick up for the Fossil deck. I'm going to just throw that out there. If you're somebody out here that loves to play anime-based strategies, you were literally punched in the face for this card. So now that this thing is getting a more affordable reprint, that's fine. But it also has the effect, if it's in the graveyard, you can banish it, target a monster on the field, and destroy it. Now, the main reason I mention this is a lot of these Dogmatica variants out here that splash in punishments have an int test. Well, if you run out of an int tests, you can explore the option here of playing Skull Knight in your deck as another fodder for you to be able to, you know, use for further disruption on the follow-up turns. And that's one of the reasons why I want to throw it on this list here, because I think it's very important for that. Next up here is going to be the Brute Enforcer. Now, this is such an interesting link monster. So it's 2 effect monsters to make. You can discard 1 card, target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Your opponent can discard 1 card with the same original type, monster, spell, or trap card. So that's interesting. And then it will negate this effect. So you literally just force your opponent, as you're link climbing, target something on the field, you're like, okay, cool, well, I target this. All right, cool, so for a discard, your opponent can also discard, and then negate this effect. Otherwise, you get to destroy the card. Now, you can only use this effect of Brute Enforcer once per turn, but the cool thing about this card is it's a Cyverse monster. Cyverse actually kind of get one of the missing pieces that kind of was relatively cool back in the day for them. And I will say that this is very, very nice to finally get the chance to come. It feels a little bit late at certain points, but I am somebody that enjoys having pretty much everything at my disposal to play the game. So this would be a fantastic piece to add to that strategy. Next up here is Crystal Beast, Rainbow Dragon, or Rainbow Dragon Zenith. Now, for most of you guys that are excited for this, let me tell you what, I am so excited we finally got this. So if a face-up card is destroyed in the monster zone, you place this card face up your spell and trap card zone as a continuous spell and trap card instead of sending it to the graveyard. So if it pops off, congratulations, it's going to your spell and trap card zone. Alright, when attack is declared involving a Rainbow or a Crystal Beast monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. And then you can banish this card treated as a continuous spell card, special summon a level 4 or lower Crystal Beast monster from your deck, but negate its effects, and you get to add a Crystal Beast, or you get to add Rainbow Dragon from your deck to your hand. Alright, first of all, an attack extender is fantastic. This is literally something that the Crystal Beast deck needed for a while. Now with the structure deck on the horizon here, this will be one of the coolest pieces that you will get the chance to add into your arsenal. And I will say, you know, I'll take whatever else we're getting. Next up here is Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon Overlord. Or Overlord, yeah. So the cool thing about this is this thing does a lot, but the main thing here is you can exceed summon this card using a Rebellion Exceed monster you control. So Dark Rebellion will meet the requirements for that, being 2 level 4s. You can transfer materials. This card was you exceed someone using a rank 7, can make 3 attacks. We don't care about that. And this card in the monster zone is destroyed. You can place it in your Pendulum Zone. And then once per turn, you can special summon this card from Pendulum Zone. You can special summon from your extra deck 1 Rebellion or Phantom Knight Exceed monster using this card as material, and attach 1 card in your Pendulum Zone to it. First of all, I just care about the fact that this gives me an extra stepping stone material for the whole level 4 toolbox. Alright, Zeus is my friend. Yes, I understand that Zodiac monsters do exist, but I mean, hey, being able to make a 3,000 attack monster makes all of the difference, ladies and gentlemen. So do not underestimate that. Next up here is Borland Dragon. So this is the fabled missing piece for the Dragon Link strategy. It's 3+ effect monsters to make. This thing cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Also, neither player can target this card with monster effects. I'm already going to hate this card. This thing can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. In the quick effect, you target 1 effect monster on the field and a rocket monster in your graveyard. Negate the effects of that monster on the field that you targeted, and then special summon the other monster from your graveyard. And your opponent can activate card or effects in response to this card. Holy moly. Non-targeting protection via monster effects. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. I'm having Dragoon level flashbacks here. But the thing is, you're probably looking at this card and you're like, well, you know, it's only 3,500 attack points. It's slightly more tolerable, yes, but at the end of the day, you're still going to have to climb over this giant apex that Dragon Link probably will be making for relatively free. Next up here is Deco Talker Heat Soul. This is the best card that I've been waiting for so long. So it's 2+ Cybers monsters with different attributes to make. He gets 500 attack for each card it points to, and then you can pay 1,000 life points to draw a card. Alright. That's a quick effect, by the way, so you can do that during your opponent's turn. So who doesn't love drawing a hand trap for free? And you can banish this card from the field, and if you do, you can special summon a Link 3 or lower Cybers monster from your deck, except for Deco Talker Heat Soul. If your life points are 2,000 or less, when you apply that pay 1,000 effect. First of all, I just care that, like, we have a Link 3 that lets us pay 1,000, draw a card every single turn. It's such an interesting toolbox piece that I'm actually surprised that they're finally giving this to us. I mean, they have to eventually. But this is one of the coolest cards that Cybers has in their toolbox, and it's about darn time that we're getting it. Next up here is going to be the Ghost Rare Sphere Mode. Now, the reason why I put this here is, of all of the Ghost Rares, this is the one that I think has the most playability and will be one of the cheaper ones at this point in time. Now, it's really weird because, you know, it does have a tie-in to the Winged Dragon Ra, and it does have, like, that iconic sense about things here. But to be perfectly honest with you, it's just that. It's just one big ball that you can deploy on your opponent. Honestly, the fact that they made this card and it sees competitive play because it's an out to monsters, I don't think was like the superintended purpose of this thing originally. But the fact that this card is able to do that opens up so many doors at this point in time, ladies and gentlemen. So I have to put the Ghost Rare ball on here because, honestly, this is the biggest thing that I personally am going to be looking for out of this set. And I really do think a lot of people out here that enjoy the more casual upgrades and things like that will definitely enjoy this too. And then the number one pickup will be Alubar, the Jester of Despia. Oh man, Branded has already started doing its thing. We're still kind of seeing how, you know, people are exploring this deck, kind of, you know, seeing how it's going to pick up here. And honestly, I think this is probably one of the cards that you should make sure you have a set of out of here, just in case, you know, you want to go pick up some structure decks and have a good time. And by have a good time, have a semi-competent deck pretty much just handed to you straight out of the box with, I would say, a little bit to no effort whatsoever having to be needed to work for. So that is my top 10 cards to pick up out of Ghost from the past too, ladies and gentlemen. What do you guys think? Please, if you comment down below, make sure you smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. And I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.